Cool. Back to another adventure in coding. Uh, but I think I need to update the title. So that's Gamepad. You're going to be diving into Gamepad input management. I'm going to start with Windows to begin with. So the intent is to have my Xbox controller up and running with very simple camera control. I'm going to start with Game Input API. So as suggested by Jibity, Game Input is the new API. Should be the most modern way. I like to go modern. X Input has been around for a little while. So let's see, it looks very simple. So I like that. Register callback, so you can have synchronous or polling or asynchronous as well. That is good. So all you need is game input.h. We have that, and runtime DLL game input.lib. So I've already tested, and it compiles. So that's a good start. Let's see if this snippet of code works. Game input and device. We'll just place it here for now. We might find a better place later on. So this is all it takes, apparently. Create window, and here initialize input. Yeah, might move this block of code to some other function. But I'm just gonna place it here for now. Ooh, something is not right already. Cannot resolve. Device, did I rename it? No, that's totally valid. And the function is not const. No, definitely not. So what's wrong with it? Device, and this is also not working. Cannot convert to iGame input reading. Get current reading. Gamepad. So what are you trying to do? So get current reading needs an input, game input reading. Okay, you already messed it up. iGame input reading. So you get current reading. You really did different. Yeah, that is totally different. Key concepts. Yeah, you messed that up. Anyway, it's quite simple to fix. This is not device. This needs reading. And I guess reading, since it's a pointer, it's gonna be it's gonna need to be released. Yeah, that's the state, then release the state. I guess the same happens with the get current reading. Yeah, reading, release. So reading input. Okay, why is this different already? Why would you do that? If okay, still it is still thinking that we are doing reading his device, but reading is the one that has a game state. All right. That wasn't great stars, but we are there. Left thumbstick X. So this should give me the left thumbstick. But we don't have it connected yet. Let's turn it on. Connected. Ah, great. We have it connected. We do have enough battery. Otherwise, I will just plug it into one of my USB cables. But both are busy currently. I don't need the Quest right now. So I'm gonna plug this into the USB. And let me see, is this gonna change? It is still connected to, oh, it's not connected anymore. Great. That is great. Game input create. Okay. But the current reading, I want it to be done in the main loop. So whenever we are initialized, we also want to pull get current reading and reading release. Yeah, get state reading release. Okay. And also in the destroy, we want to release input and input device. Wait, what is input device? I've never used it. Create input. Okay. But what is input device? Input state. Yeah, devices isn't really used. Get current reading. Enumerate devices. Okay. That's not happening, is it? Get current reading. That's a token. Game input register reading callback. Well, that's much more interesting. Your enumerate devices call is wrong. That is incorrect. Yeah, of course it is. Get device. Well, yeah, let's create input. Okay. Let's do an enumeration, which is always nice to have. So, game input device enumeration. Let's see if this actually works. Whenever we have the game input, let's do that. Oh, of course it doesn't work. What's wrong now? Game input, we do have that. iGame input device enumerator. get device enumerator. Is this even right? Get previous reading, next reading. There's no get console mode, get device. Yeah, that doesn't sound like the correct way of doing things. Yeah, I would say you're gonna switch over to the actual documentation. Game input fundamentals. Input stream, blah blah blah. Interfaces, okay. The interfaces is interesting. So we do have the game input, which is reading acquisition. Game input reading. Game input device. Why is it grayed out? Represents a single input device connected to the system. It contains method for the retrieving device's properties and current state. But we can do it without. Reading properties, rudimentary input state, fixed format input state. And force feedback. Okay, yeah, we do need it for force feedback. We want that on the device. It also contains method for performing low-level raw device I/O. Well, represent a single element on the input stream. It contains method retrieving, and for accessing the device that generated the reading. Because you use it for input stream when walking forward and okay. And game input is the base interface. Okay. Game input create factory. Game input create. Okay. Well, these are the event subscription. Let's go to the devices. Every physical input device that's connected to the system is represented by input device interface. Like readings, device instances are referenced, counted singleton. Okay. Device properties, device IDs. How do I get the okay? Device enumeration. While most applications should never need it, game input does support explicit enumeration of connected devices. Okay, we don't need it, really. It sounds fun to do anyway. This is performed via game input interface register device callback method. This method handles both device enumeration and device connect disconnect notifications. Okay. And subsequent callback whenever new devices are connected and disconnected. Register device callback and game input callbacks. Okay, that sounds fair. That's a lot of parameters though. Register device callback. The device that should be in optional. Okay, that's weird. Where is the output? The output is the game input callback token. Oh yeah, that is just the game input device. Register device callback. Let's go to the documentation for this function. Device limits register callback to only triggered for a specific device. Okay. Game input device status. Okay, this is kind of beyond what I wanted. Enumerate device workers. Unregister. What? How weird. Yeah, because this is asynchronous, I guess. That's why it is done this way. So to make it synchronous, should probably need to use synchronization. current status. Okay. It's got a context. So, well, let's leave it for later maybe. It's less fun than I expected. Result type is edge result. This should be edge result, and we need to test for success. If succeeded, what is that? If succeeded, result. And reading, do that. Okay, let's do that. This is a bit too long. Cool. We should have some readings now. Let's try it. And let's build the thing. Hopefully it should link. And it didn't work. What's happening? What's wrong with you? Debug. So my first guess is that something's wrong with the simulator. And no, it's not the simulator. Okay. Reading, it is null. Reading is null. And it's correct. Game input. Game input is null. What happened? Did it not succeed? Okay, I need to check if that is not null. So if game input okay, but this is not going to fix the problem anyway. I still want to know why this is not succeeding. Also, let's split this into result and check. There was a function to transform result into string. I've used it somewhere, I don't remember though. Actually, let me ask this to the guy. How to string and that result. Oh yeah, that result to string. I'm just gonna grab this. It's the same as the one that I already did. What is this? Up to com error. Both code and message. I don't need that. I'm not gonna do it by myself. Built in gives description. Yeah, that's is definitely better. And bada boom. D word string. That result a string. Okay. It's a const fetch result or interpret cast. LPSRT. Why do you need to cast it? That sounds like I use. What is LPSRT? Char star. This is char star. What's wrong with you? Why would you reinterpret cast? So you got the message, size and buffer, unknown error. Okay. That is good. And we free the memory. That's also good. Nice. We got all we need to write a nice output message, which is gonna be oh yeah, give me the suggestion, please. Come on. How do I recall the suggestion? Oh, here it is. Game input created successfully. No, I don't want it to handle success. It's succeeded if it didn't succeed. So if it failed. So if it failed, give me. Okay, yeah. Now it did a better job. Cool. We don't want it to exit, but I wanted to disable. Oops. I want to disable meta XR. And this is going to be policy. Let me set the policy and then deactivate the simulator. And we just run in windowed mode, so we don't have the whole fuss of the simulator on the way. Cool. Why is it working now? Because why is it working now? That's odd. So now it is working because we have a window. Is that it? It's interesting. That is very interesting. I want to redo the experiment. But let's see if the values are correct. Nice. Whoa, we're getting readings. Cool. We get readings. I could use these readings right away. Oh wait, that's a dead zone. Shouldn't be. Let me jump back to the terminal. I want to reactivate it. And see why it did fail on that instance. Okay, so we're not getting readings. That is odd. Let's see if there is an error. Starting the main loop, OpenXR stuff. Hey. Oh wait. This is the. Oh yeah, of course, because this is the non the non-XR mode. Okay, that's why. So I really need to initialize it here. So they can both use it. I'm gonna clean that up. Now it should work. But yeah, okay, that is clear now. I thought you would need a window, which isn't great. Okay, what I need now is to wire that into the main application and use the values. So how would I do that? Game state? Maybe I can just pass the game state, or something like no, I need to pass the game state object. That's the easiest way of handling this. Game state. So the application will have a game state, the gamepad state, not the game state, and that's very immediate. So I'm not expecting it to be the final to make it in the final architecture, but there is a lot of things that need a nice cleanup. But for now, for the moment, I'm gonna stick with clean. So this is the tick windowed, and windowed is mostly gonna run on Windows, but also the XR mode is gonna run on Windows. So I need something different. And where is the gamepad? The controller structure leave. So that could be something in here. Or maybe I need an input module. Yeah, probably need an input module. But I'm gonna make a class or a struct. Let's give it a struct. And that's going to be the gamepad. Gamepad. What? And the gamepad is going to have. What did I use here? That was a thumbstick. And the thumbstick is it is a vec2, but I don't want to introduce other dependencies here. So the win main doesn't depend on it doesn't depend on GLM, and I don't want to create this dependency. So I will just simply use a float, and that is that's thumb thumbstick, some thumbs. I can't pronounce thumbstick. Thumbstick left. Two values. So that's going to be x and y. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. 1, 2. Let's see what the API comes with. So the game input. Okay. Reading. And the game input state. It's got game input state, the buttons, okay, left trigger, right trigger, which are, okay, float. Those are all the floating values. Left thumbstick, okay, makes sense. So we also have right thumbstick, and then float for the triggers. Trigger left. Yeah, let's keep them separated, and trigger right. And the buttons are menu, view. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's interesting because you can have multiple ones pressed, so you need to use a mask. How am I going to do that? Let's see. I could just sort of have an array. Yeah, let's just do enum and array. This is going to be an enum gamepad button, which will be none. Okay. Well, yeah, none. We don't care about none. There'll be menu. What is view? I have no idea what the view button is. But let's skip it for integrity. A, B, X, I'm gonna just write them. A, B, X, and Y. Okay. D-pad up, down, left, right. I mean, these are up, down, left, right. Okay. I'm gonna keep these next to one another. Left shoulders. These are, oh yeah, these are buttons actually. They're not, yeah. These are buttons. Shoulder, left shoulder and right shoulder. Left thumbstick and right shoulder, left and shoulder right. No, wait, wrong naming convention. Shoulder, left shoulder right. Oh yeah, we also have the buttons. Thumb left, thumb right. That's pretty much it. How many values? Not a lot of them. So they can fit uint8 type. U and A type, but it's yeah, that's pretty much useless because it will be padded, aligned to float anyway. Let's see. Visual Studio has an interesting feature, but I don't think Sea Lion does. Oh no, wait, it's got an alignment. Let's see if it has a pretty picture for it. Jump to source. No, it doesn't make a pretty picture. Visual Studio creates a diagram, which is nicer to view. But gamepad button, and that's gonna be button. No, actually, okay, this is all wrong. I need the state, so I need a max value here, or count. When I say count, I don't know, count. Enum count. Apply, rename, refactor, not really. A stewed array of bools by the size of gamepad enum count. What's wrong with this? It's 14. Cannot substitute. Oh yeah, of course. And buttons. Okay. We have a Boolean array of buttons, which should be initialized with false. And that is, my friends, all I need to pass over. Should I pass it over or access it directly? So this guy here doesn't have access, direct access. I'm gonna pass it through a function, which is the tick. So tick will get gamepad state. Gamepad state, yeah, would make sense because it is computed here. But that's not very clean. Gamepad button. Wait, yeah, this should be gamepad state, not gamepad. That is a bit misleading. So it's gonna get a reference to a const gamepad. Okay. It's never used. It is gonna be used. Don't worry about it. And this just gets forwarded to the two guys here. And 1 and 2, they're gonna be dealing with it in a different ways. So there's no way to make it just a single gamepad. And same goes here, gamepad. Okay. Teach me CPP, mate. That is. Well, there are books, so yeah. I mean, YouTube is full of CPP tutorials. But if you're learning something from scratch, I wouldn't suggest you to do Vulkan anyway. So you might start C++, but don't start with Vulkan. It's gonna be a hell of a journey. Okay, so I just need to convert this gamepad. Gamepad. Wait, where does it live in the app? Wait, what? CE app. Okay. Gamepad state. I forgot to put some defaults here. Well, let's just do 0. And 0 will be propagated to all the values. And 0. Okay. What's wrong with this? Why is it gray? Redundant 0 initializer in aggregate initialization. Okay, what does that mean? Well, thanks. Thanks for the suggestion. Gamepad state. So now it is well initialized to all 0. So the game should not explode if gamepads are not detected. Game input state. Now the pain of mapping everything to the game map, with the gamepad. Why did I say game map? So gamepad dot. Well, actually, can I say? Yeah, I'm gonna construct it. Implicitly generated. Yeah, just like that. You're gonna use designated initializers. What a weird name. So thumbstick state thumbstick left X and thumbstick left Y. Then same goes for the right one. Hopefully I'm not gonna end up with typos. And right, should have left the autocomplete do its job. Let's see if it does a good job in here. Yeah, that was good. And that's also good. Good job. Now I just need to convert this into valid. This is gonna require a bit. So how do I map? Well, yeah, I know how to map this. The buttons is an array of values, and I just need to go with the same with the same. Man, your voice is so low. Speak louder. Okay, it's quite early here. I mean, everyone's sleeping. It's like 6 in the morning. Is it still very low? It should be intelligible. So state, can't type anymore. State buttons and what was the enum for the buttons? Game input menu. So game input menu, but kinda low. Man, just turn your volume up. I don't have background noise. What game am I making? That's a good question. So the so the idea is to explore voxel-based. So it's really not focused on the game itself, but I just want to do some. It's shooter parkour. Now it's VR. So it's a VR game meant to be let's say Minecraft, but not Minecraft. But the technology is just voxel based. I want to see how much I can push the voxel based engine and the device itself. Uh, I don't know if I can do any ray marching or yes, some things like that. I'm more interested into pushing the device to its limit and see what happens. That's why I chose to go raw Vulkan. Wait, what's wrong with you? State buttons. That should be a bool. Okay, maybe you need a static cast to bool. Is that what you want? Yeah. Does it need me to do this? Can I just create a stud array of bools? Yeah, let's do a stud array of bools of this ginormous value. This is CE app. Well, I mean, it's not like Minecraft owns voxel-based engines. Like I don't want to make Minecraft. I don't even like it. But I like the idea of building. And honestly, Minecraft has the right voxel size. I think I've seen other games do like Teardown and other similar games have very small voxels, but I don't think that's reasonable for the device we are talking about, uh, which is what the heck? Cats are jumping all over the places. Yeah, for mobile devices. You don't like this even? Okay. Roll back to the static cast. No. Just a static cast. Static cast. Bool. So static cast for everything. Let's do. Okay. Let's use the autocomplete. It's doing good so far. Y up. Whoops, up. Fucked it up again. What's the right value for this? It's D-pad up. So XY D up, D-pad up. Hopefully it learned. Yeah, D-pad down, D-pad left, right, shoulder left, and it's not. Right shoulder, left shoulder. What is missing? That's it. No, we have the thumbs. wait, left, thumbstick, and right thumbstick. That should be all of them. All right. Hopefully this is going to compile. Again, it's a 6, quarter past 6. So we live in very different time zones, I guess. Okay, compiling, it compiles. And that's great. Now, back to the game. Well, the game is a camera. It's not even a game yet. And we'll start with the windowed mode. So we got the gamepad. And I want to this happen the same way here. So the forward is going to be gamepad. Gamepad dot thumbstick left, and we pick the Y greater than let's say 0.5. Yo, what's wrong? Primary gamepad is not captured, so it isn't captured because we are here. Okay. Present. This is going to be evaluated right away, so I can reference it rather than copying it. Moment of truth. Let's grab the gamepad and see what happens. So if I move it up, it should move forward. It does. No, wait. This isn't. This is just Xbox game control. So this is just the XR simulator. So let me go back to the admin command and deactivate the simulator. Now we are on our own. And it doesn't work. That's awesome. Why doesn't it work? So W, yeah, no wait, W doesn't work either. What's going on? Oh, end. End's not great. We wanted to OR. It will work now. It does. It is working. Stop it. And but instead I want to handle it completely different. So it will be similar. There's a lot of copy and paste here. So gamepad forward, gamepad.thumbstick left, to okay, and that will speed. No, we don't do speed. Oh, we do speed. Yeah, let's do speed. And okay, so the dead value, it's going to be 0.1. Is that too low? I mean, too big? 0.01. I've noticed that in resting position it has, yeah, this dead value, which we will get it covered by 0.01, and yeah, that should be enough. S, we don't need S because it is already covered by the left dot y, which goes backwards, and but we want to handle the X component, and the X component goes the X component goes positive to the right, I guess. So positive to the right, we are going positive. This should be the right, and okay, this should do it. So if we're going positive to the right, the vector, it's not the forward, it's the right vector, but yeah, I'm gonna call it forward anyway. This should give us back and forth movement plus strafe. I need to make this window bigger. It's kind of too small now. What the? This is not this is not what I was thinking. Okay, so up, down is not working at all. Wait. What did I mess? So left X and left Y. Thumbstick left. So that should be it. Thumbstick left. Okay, no, we need the absolute of this value. We need the fabulous of that value and the fabulous of the other value. Yeah, this should work. Thanks, mate. See you next time. Hey, wait. Why? Why are you still moving? Why is it responding to the right? Left and right are mixed up. Left, left. It shouldn't move when I press the right one. So up and down. Oh, this isn't working. So up and down make it go left and right. Thumbstick. Okay, this is interesting. If keys, well, actually I shouldn't else because multiple keys might be pressed at the same time. Yet. Okay, let's just comment this out and I'll focus on one of them. Please stop printing values. Instead, I want to know the value when it comes here. Thumbstick. 0, 1, 2. No. What? So the index was completely wrong. So 0. The index starts at 0, not at 1. What the heck? So 0 and 1. That's what was wrong. Like my brain was like, something is wrong. Something's not it's not doing correct here. Okay. Now it feels normal. 0 and 1. Okay. Back, forth. Left and right are reversed. That's because is so forward goes to the right. So right should be positive. Why is it not going to the right direction? Um, I need to dig into this. Right, and right is giving me a positive value. Yeah, as expected. And the forward x, positive x, goes to the right. Oh yeah, of course, because if we move the camera to the right, the word is moving to the left, of course. So it's just a frame of reference issue. Cool, so that is correct. So this is the camera movement. The camera, if the camera goes, the camera, if you press right, the camera goes left. That should make sense. Okay, it is pretty good now. Could use the shoulders to go up and down, but I need to implement the rotation of the camera. That should be fairly quick. But I need to take a little break. Drink your water, folks. Yeah, the next step is really to make it work on the Quest. I'm not sure how hard is that. How do I how do we not connect, but how do I do ga Gamepad on Android native? Let's see. Native activity. Okay. TLDR for native game activity apps, modern and decay only apps. Okay, yeah, game activity. I'm using game activity. OpenGL, yeah, of course, doesn't affect input handling. A input event, classic A input event. Get motion, okay. But maybe, yeah, I would rather use gamepad state. Gamepad state, that looks interesting. I'm gonna open Android Studio. In the meantime, but let's get this completed. I want the right thumbsticks, and my OCD requires me to reorder the indices from 0 to 1, and the same goes for this. So for the right thumbstick, we want to move the camera. The camera is computed here, so we need to move we need to move the gamepad camera back a little, and camera angles is just going to be GLM vec2 of the thumbstick values. Well, actually, I can make GLM make vec2 vec2 from what does this leave? This GTC. Okay, from that. Okay, it's a bit shorter, but not really that much. So camera angles. Oh no, that was plain wrong. Yeah. Wait. Right. Okay, probably I want to convert it first. So that's going to be a const thumb, our thumb. So the right thumb before I continue, I need to increase the window size. Let's do 1024 by 1024. Okay. So if we want to also check that the fabulous of this value is greater than the dead zone. So GLM fabulous. Why doesn't it have fab? Is it GTC again? Okay, that's weird. So it does have seal. Oh, it's just abs. Okay. It's just abs. I want that abs. So the abs of our thumb has got to be greater. So GLM all, no, or some, or any. Okay, any of those GLM greater than and this is GLM back 2. So they need to be greater than this value. One is missing. Is this readable? Not so much. So any of those are greater than the absolute. So the absolute value of this is greater than, well, our thumb. And that's it, right? Maybe I need to cast it to, not cast it, but to convert it to radians. So the speed, and also the speed, the camera speed, rotation thumb speed. How do I call this? Const. No, how do I call it? Now, how much does it rotate? Yeah, let's try with 10 degrees. Boom. That should do its magic. Um, kind of, but why is it moving that much? It's not respecting the dead zone. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, this is definitely too much. "10 degrees was too much, and I also forgot that we need to move. How do you say? I don't have the not perspective. Anyway, based on the time passing. Proportional. Yeah, proportional. Why was that so hard to say? Need to be Oh, that is so slow now. Why is it so slow now? Because we had to be proportional to the time, but also 10 as well. Yeah, that makes sense. So we have an actual speed now based on the time. So that's going to be 10 degrees per second. Per second? Yeah, we want constant velocity on the camera movement. And this is this 1, 2. Yeah, that is 10 degrees per second, but it's actually too low. 30 degrees per second. And that's already better. So we can go down, look up, go but hmm. So down goes up. It is flying mode, but I don't feel like I don't feel like I like this mode. Also 30 is not enough. I love this already. I wonder how it goes, how it runs on the Quest. It is enjoyable. I love it. No, but I can't really. No, the inverse y-axis is killing me. And this line bothers me so much. Like this way of writing, don't like it. Instead, I'm gonna make absolute value for the thumb. That's going to be GLM abs. And then test for abs thumb. So we don't want both to be greater than, but yeah, I think I'm gonna do one by one dot x, and that's our thumb dot x. Okay. Yeah, this makes much more sense. So by doing this, we can have them applied only if the component is not in the it's not in the dead zone. Okay, and 0.1, did you say? All right. Hello, mate. Guy Gaurav Guru. What am I doing? I'm making a game, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm making a game, but I'm definitely making an engine. I'm not even sure it's an engine. It's just a render right now. So yeah, I'm making a render. It renders in VR. It uses Vulkan for rendering and OpenXR for compositing. It runs on the Meta Quest and on desktop. And now I want to flip on the y-axis. But right now I'm focusing on getting input device, the gamepad working on the Windows side. Hey, why are you? The dead zone is not working. Dead zone. What's wrong? Okay, that is fine, but this keeps moving. Hmm. I'm gonna break into these two blocks and see why they fall in. Ah, now it's super steel. Okay, I touched the right and it stopped here. Okay, it's picking up some values. So 0.01 is too big. Let's try with 0.03. And actually I want to make this const expr dead zone, which is going to be a floating point value of 0.05. Can be lower, but let's see how the attack feels. Dead zone. And the same applies for the right thumbstick. It should be steadier now. Steadier. What did I say? Okay, it moves only when I press. Still feels a bit slow. It feels a bit slow. Can't expert. Float steering speed. That's gonna be 45, maybe even more. 45 per second is quite a lot. So that should be enough. Cool. I can also move with the mouse. Why does it still feel very slow? Let's see. So I'm heading this way. If I do one, it is 45. Yeah, it's not enough. 45, 90. Let's bump to 90. That should be definitely enough. I can't see why it shouldn't. Okay, that feels much more enjoyable. Yeah, okay. Ooh, I'm having fun already. Yeah, shouldn't have fun. Too much fun. Will this work on the Quest though? That's the big question. And that's the end of the world. This is cool. Okay, I'm wasting too much time. Will this work in Quest? Will this even compile on Android? I have changed so much recently that I'm not sure this is going to work on Android anymore. Yeah, of course it's not going to work because I've introduced some Windows keys. Yeah, VK Shift, virtual keys for Windows. Speed. I should map those to a custom struct. I can if-def this guy here only if we are Win32, and that should solve the problem on the in short term, not else. And if, and let me also get this out of the way. If-def Win32 if we are on Windows. Otherwise, we want const float speed to be let's be 1. Here I used character const, so they're not defined in Windows headers, and this should pretty much compile now. Hopefully I haven't introduced any more dependencies for Windows. Is it done? Okay, still building. Okay, I was expecting something, and that's because we are not sending anything for the gamepad. I'm going to send an empty object. Okay, build successful. I'm losing my voice. That's cool. Now, how do I connect both? I can't, so I'm going to disconnect the gamepad to connect the Quest. That should show me the Quest here at some point in time in the future. No? What's going on? So the device is definitely here, and the connection, it is operational, but it's not showing it. Unplug it and replug it. Did it work? Okay, that's interesting. Admin. Can I have a non-admin one? So ADB devices. Okay, ADB is there. What is this device? Oh, that's my smartphone that is acting as a camera. So what's wrong? This needs a reboot. Okay. Oh, my camera's frozen. Yeah. And that's because it lost the ADB connection. Okay, now it is back. Hope I can revive my camera. She's lost, and I'm back. Oh, that's great. So everything is back to no. It's not back to normal. Okay. I need to fix this. So let's unplug. Let me unplug the phone. Damn it. Why these USB are so stuck? Okay, I'm back in. But no, I'm not. Okay, unplugged it forever. Which one? Which one is it? Okay, let's go back. Okay, I just set it to be wireless. So ADB is back. Can you do your thing? Restarting, and we should see the quest at this point. What's wrong? Is it visible on the MetaQuest Developer Hub? Yeah, it is visible. Okay, so why is it not here? Now wait, this is just the, is it? Now let me make it bigger. Maybe I'm just, oh, okay. Oh, damn it. Being too dumb. Okay, it was just me not being able to brain. Let's run. Should be able to run and at the same time to cast. Good. It's live. Okay, I'm in. And oh, no, that's not right. Oh no. So left eye is correct. Right eye is totally messed up. So right eye needs to be fixed. What happened here? Oh, I think I know. No, I don't think I know. What did I change recently? What did I change? It must be in the rendering. No. Hmm. No. Or maybe yeah. Or maybe it just needs to recompile the shaders. Yeah, it could be. Could be that it just needs to recompile the shaders because I've modified it and I'm not sure it got the edits. So the shaders are here. Vertex shader. No, not the SPV. Where are the shaders? Shaders. So the solid flat. Okay, because it's using U0. Okay, yeah. Now it should be better. Hasn't started yet. Is it coming? Is this the new version? Because that doesn't fix it. No, that is still horrible. Is this? Okay, now it's fixed. I wonder if I had to run it twice to get the shaders built. But now it's fixed. Okay. It's in. It's pretty nice. Let me get the controller. Should okay. It is also doing the right. The controllers. I could use the. I should be able to use the thumbstick to fly. Yeah, that's something I might get into. But first, no. Well, the thumbstick are part of the OpenXR, so that is a bit. That must be easier to get in. So where does the OpenXR thing happen? In the XR module. So I don't quite remember how this is implemented. So oh yeah, you need to create actions. Actions. Yeah. Okay. I need to create an action that just to read the values for the thumbstick. That's so over-engineered. Like, look at this API. This is great. Like, What's wrong with OpenXR and the input system? Look at this. Game input create. Bam. One function call. Input reading. Get current reading. That's it. The type. That's it. That's what I wanted. Not create complicated bindings and profiles. That is all great, but okay, never mind. Just complain time. Action pose. Okay, no, actually that isn't going to be faster. Instead, let's see the Android main. So in the Android main, there must be something about the game. The game app. What is it called? Game activity. So Android app. It is a bit broken. I don't know why Android Studio can't keep up with this project. So there's a game activity, and in the game activity, is there a pad something? Game activity callbacks. Let's go back to Jibity. This is also fairly simple. So we have the game activity. We do have the native state game activity get game state. Is that it? That looks so simple. If that works, I mean, OpenXR, what the heck did you just do? On the main loop, okay, the game started. Read. I just hope this is not another hallucination. Yeah, can't find declaration. That's great. And hallucination boy just did it again. Game activity get game state, gamepad state. Gamepad, that doesn't exist. Yeah, that is just made up. Android manifest. So this is part of the game activity, is it? Text input, process input event. Where is it? Gamepad. Game controllers. Okay. What is paddleboard? Game controller library. Battery paddleboard. What is a paddleboard? What? Why? What has this to do with the game controllers? Paddleboard. Paddle boat. What is this? Where am I? Modules, game controller, main interface. Is this the main interface? Okay. So the library is called Paddle boat, I guess. So how does this work? Overview. Jetpack. Other libraries. This is so hard to navigate. Okay, let's go back. Android game development kit. Game controller library for the Android game development kit. Main interface. So where is this stuff? Paddle boat. Where is this defined? Deprecation. Okay. I don't think this exists. So we already checked. And doesn't exist. So you just made it up again. Correct? Motion events. That's kind of ugly. Get device ID. Multiple gamepads. Okay, no gamepads. Why no game? There is no such function in the DK. The only correct way to access. Dude, what is paddle boat? What's paddle boat? Is that paddle boat? Okay. So where is it? Library, paddle boat, header, available in AGDK. Do I have AGDK? That should be the one that is defined in the Gradle build. I hate this list of nonsense. So the Gradle build. No, I have a game activity, not the AGDK. Android.games game activity. Okay, so AGDK, open this link. Of course, it's made up. So the AGDK, how do I game activity? And how do I install it? AGDK, Android Game Development Studio. Oh no, this is the extension, okay. That's nothing to do with what I'm doing. So AGDK, Maven. Is it on Maven? How do I how to add to build.gradle.kts. Wait, what? Games AGDK paddleboard. Okay. Use the pre-built. Of course I want the pre-built. So AGD Android games. Can I have a list? Stop it. Does it? Okay, it does have. Games controller. Yeah, that is not even the one that he's suggesting. AGDK paddleboard. Okay, game controller. Text input. Yeah, let's go with the game controller. Sync now. So that should bring me to the AGDK game controller user guide. Let's go to the user guide. Find package, game controller, paddle static. Okay, all makes sense. Okay, using the game controller library init. Okay, is initialized. Makes sense. Destroy. Makes sense. Okay, this is a bit interesting. So the game controller library must be informed of the activity lifecycle on stop and on start event. Makes sense. It stops and restarts the servers or whatever that it is implemented into. Register, remove controller status callback. No, I don't want the controller status callback. Call the game controller library update function. Okay. And process the event. So process input. What? So is it processing the events? Paddleboard, process key event, and motion events. Okay, this might be a bit overly engineered for my use case. Controller info. Well, it does have things that don't come out easily from the event loop. Controller data. So can you show me an example at this point? Remap. Yeah, I don't want any of those. No. I'm not interested in that stuff. GPT, can you make something correct for once? Give me a small paddle boat example. Okay, paddleboard init. That is correct. If input queue process, okay, that is correct. Get controller status. That looks simple. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. I just need to connect the controller first. But I could connect it. Let's see. Do I have any spare? No, I can't do that because I'm using the only USB port that this device has. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I need to do it via Bluetooth. Settings. That should be Bluetooth. Devices. Controllers. Gamepad. Use the gaze cursor while gamepad is paired. What is this? Press view and menu simultaneously select. Okay, whatever. Devices, other devices scan. We got the Xbox controller, pair, and it's on. We have the controller, pair, disconnect. Okay, we won't be able to see any debug data. And that's done. So we have the controller. Now we just need to install correctly find package, and I will jump over to the make file for the Android app. Where is the make file? Where is the make file? It should be this one highlighted. Okay, game activity, game controller. Nice. And then add this to the libraries. Okay, so good. So far, so good. Sync. And in the meantime, so the main loop starts. What is the main loop? Oh yeah, the main loop is this. Okay. But instead, we need to initialize the input. So init takes things as input. Contrary to what GPT said, yeah, everything is easy in the GPT world. Context. Before we create the context, game activity. Okay, let's do it after maybe. Yeah, before we start the main loop, and we also need to add include paddle boat and paddle boat. So we initialize paddle boat. J context. So that's going to be p-app, p-app activity, VM, and Java activity. Good. This will return something. An error code. If is what is the error code? Paddle boat no error. If successful, otherwise an error code. If it's not like that, what should we do? Yeah, we just log that and maybe flag it as not available, which is actually already there. So we have the function to do that. We got the destroy window stop up command stop. So it wanted the stop case up command start. So I want it to be subscribed to start and stop. On start, and that's p-up activity. Not that again. And that's it. So command start and case up. No, let's start and stop. Start and stop, right? Yeah. That will be on paddle boat on stop. Okay, so that was the second requirement. I'll handle the destroy somewhere in the future. No, actually I can do it right here. So that's the main loop. It's gonna be there forever. And from here I can just destroy p-up activity.vm, and we clean that up. Okay, I'm gonna take a little break. Actually, I need to do something very important. We add a little text. Title. Little break. And boom. Little break. But I want to make it a bit fun. One moment later. One moment later. Image. A few moments later. Okay, never mind. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. A few moments later. And I'm back. So, little break, it's over. Okay, I lost context. So, okay, yeah, command start, command stop. We are doing good. Let's see. About destroy. We've done that. We have done everything required. Now we can start using it. Let's see if you got at least this right. Now wait, the update. So I didn't put the update anywhere. Call the game controller library function, library update function. The game controller library update. Go away. Go away. Should be called once per game frame, preferably near the start of a frame. The function takes a single parameter, a pointer to the JNV, attached to the current thread. Okay. And what about the input? When receiving input events, your game needs to forward them to the game controller library for inspection. The game controller library evaluates if an input event is associated with one of its managed devices. Events. Events from managed devices are processed and consumed. The game controller library supports two types of input events. A input events and game activity input events. Okay. So what's the difference? This code was garbage, right? Yeah, this was just, it was all made up. Instead, we want to update. Which one goes first? Okay, now this just goes in the process input event. Game activity motion event. Okay. Okay, motion input event or motion event. How does that work? App command, Android, filter function, return joystick, class. Okay, we want the joystick. Good. Yeah, that's good. But when does that happen? Yeah, it could be in the main loop. Yeah, the main loop has events. Yes, it does. So game activity key event. How do I know? Get active axis mask. That looks still a lot of work. I can just stick this code in my loop. The update doesn't get an input queue. That is also wrong. So the update only wants the Java environment. Okay, let's do one step at a time. Let's start with the update. So update's gonna need the p-app and the same. Yeah. We got the update. Process input event, A input event. Is this an A input event? Event. Source. B source process. Game motion event. How do I? Yeah, this is confusing. Android app. Why is this so confusing? Yeah, GPT is useless. Let's say that it's useless at this. Android clear. Swap input buffers. Read command. Okay, we have the events coming from the app command. So that must be it. Touch events and key events. But not really much about how to use them. So are these required? I don't understand. Register or remove controller status callback. So game activity event processing. A input event processing game activity. Okay, if you're using game activity forward, game activity key event, and game activity motion events, how do I get those? Where are they? Where are they even defined? Game activity, okay, input buffer, Android input buffer. Where does this come from? Judy, how do I get what is it called? No, not that. Copy. Input queue. Okay, we got the input queue. So that was close. Get event. So it process input queue. Let's see. App. P app. Input. There's no input queue. Android input buffer. Current input buffer. Whoa. There is no input queue. What is an input buffer? Key events, okay, and motion events. Buffer size and count. How do I get them? Up on input event. Ah. Okay. On. No. On app command. On motion event filter. Okay, that is an app command. There's input buffers. App glue max input buffers. Why does it have so many input buffers? This is used for buffering input from game activity. Ah, what a headache. Input event doesn't exist. Stop this nonsense. Okay, I need examples now. Android AGDK samples. Android game samples. So there must be something. AGDK game controller. Please don't be too complicated. I am stressed out now. And there's too many files already. Okay, nothing happens here. Native engine. So native engine, where is this defined? Native engine.hpp. Okay. So native engine paddleboard init. Okay. And paddleboard destroy. That is fair. Stop. Start. We got that. Now, handle game activity input. Input buffer. Android app. Swap input buffers. Okay, that's new. I've never seen that function used. Swap input buffer so we don't miss any event while processing input buffer. Handle game activity input. I would be curious to know where this is called. Check for new access. What is new access? Check for new access. So what does this do? Tell game activity about new access. New access IDs, so it reports their events. Oh, that's weird. Enable access, current access, game activity, pointer access, enable access. No idea what's happening there. GPT, you are useless. You stay here and you can occupy these two fields. So we swap the input buffer. Process the events, okay, and swap the input buffers. I think this should be a good place to do that. If no events, early exit if no events. That can be null. Oh yeah, I don't have the implementation. So let's say if this happens to work, then I'm just gonna copy and paste the whole thing. So let's see what this means. Input buffer, key event count. Okay, we have input buffer. We do some cast. Okay. Clear key events. Oh yeah, we have to clear that. Okay. And we process. Didn't belong to a game controller. Process it ourselves. What? Cook game activity motion event. What is this? This doesn't exist. Didn't belong to a game controller process. Process it ourselves if it's a touch event. What is this? What does it do? If it's a touch event, why would it be a touch event? Well, I mean, this is Android, so it makes sense, but we're not going to do that. Nobody can touch the screen. And that's it, right? Process, and update. Process, and update. Where does the update happen? Okay, but process. Still run. Paddle destroy. Okay, init. Game loop. Okay, engine game loop. So the game loop, set window flags, update system bar offset, handle game activity input. Okay, and do frame. Where is do frame? Wait, where are we? Do frame. Is nobody calling the update function? What? Does it even exist? Yeah, it does exist. So update internals, paddlebox status and processes pending connection disconnections. Update is responsible for triggering and registering controller mouse status callbacks. Those callbacks will fire the same thread that called update. This function should be called once per game frame. It is recommended before sending before sending any input events and reading controller input for a particular game frame. What? Okay, that is not used, so I'm not gonna use it. Okay then. Oh, no symbols. Okay, no, wait. Maybe it is. I just need to search it. No way. Seriously? You don't want to do that. I don't know how to log in there. I'm gonna do it from my laptop. Oh, it's not logged in here either. Use passkey. Okay. So we are on game Android games samples. On GitHub. You're doing a GDK game controller. And we are in the engine, native engine, okay. So look for references. What is it called? Paddleboard update. Okay, we do have paddleboard update in the do frame, game controller manager. And also, why does it have two of them? So base game framework and game controller demo scene. Okay, the demo scene. The demo scene cpp demo scene.cpp. It's gonna have the update motion data. Okay, so this is the update. Okay, then update needs to be there. So what happened? How do I get controller callback? I don't want the callback. Can I get the status? Update. So maybe at this point something correct must happen here. To get controller status. Does this exist? You must get at least one. Get controller status. Okay. And controller status is... Oh, wait. There's just the activity. I didn't want the controller status. I want the buttons. So maybe it wasn't the controller status, okay? Status. So pedal controller status. And that is not a struct. It's just an enum. It's just an enum. Dude. Get controller data. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see if Gemini is a bit better at this. So, agent mode? No. Hello. Let's see. How do I read the controller buttons? Okay, this looks a bit better already. Okay, here's a breakdown of how it works. In your existing code to access the state initialization, you have already done this. Processing input events, you're already doing this. So you're correctly swapping the input buffers. You are iterating through key and motion events and passing them. Okay, yeah, that's correct. Updating, you are already doing this. That's it. Reading the controller state, this is the part you are asking about. Yep. After calling update, you can query the state of the controller. Parallel supports multiple controllers, so you typically iterate or check a specific controller index. Here is how you can read the button state. Okie dokie. That's a big chunk of code. Get controller data. I don't need all the controllers, so I hope it's not gonna mixing it up with the Quest controllers that are already handled by the operating system. Iterate through connected controllers, variable supports up to. So I don't want to iterate. I'm just grabbing this piece of code. IDE error. What a surprise. Bada boom. Chugging it here. I is gonna be 0. Controller is pressed. Int I equals 0. Wait. Else? Did I miss something? If and else. So there's an if here, which is missing the end. Okay, makes sense now. Well, that's all. That's all I needed. Does it even compile this? Moment of truth. Will it compile? Well, of course it doesn't. What is missing? Oh, yeah. That's a simple one. M up, no P up. Almost there. So what's wrong? No matching function update. Why? Oh, the G. No. Now it wants the environment. Okay. That's fair. Not yet. What's wrong? No member button pressed in paddleboard controller data. Button pressed. Why not? Button down. Button released. Why did it say button pressed? Wait. You can also check pressed. Oh, that's Released, down, and released. Down, up. I don't understand. There is down, and I don't think there is released. Controller data. No, wait. Controller data buttons down. There's no buttons down. Oh yeah, buttons down. Buttons down. Well, that's it. Yeah, there's no buttons pressed. Well, you can also check for just pressed. Button pressed. Yeah, that's another thing. You just made that up. Seems like button press doesn't exist. Yeah, buddy. Okay, let's remove the dead code. The hallucinated code. And the rest of it should compile. What? What again? On start. Environment. Okay, sorry. Environment. So the Java environment. That should be it, right? I don't see. Oh, come on. Is this also the environment issue? Okay. Can you just list all of the things that I need to fix? So I forgot. I forgot that. What else? I forgot this. And it's done. Come on. Yeah. It's compiling. At least it's compiling. I should get controller buttons. Run. And it's time to run. Oh no, my controller is switched off. I hope it's gonna make it in time. So I'm now interested into the log cat. What happened? Did it crash? Wait, did it crash already? Oh yeah, it crashed. Damn it. What's wrong? Let's make this compact. Run it again and see what's wrong. Okay, detected error in application. This isn't very useful. And what happened? Is it still running? Is it like what is it doing? JNI detected error in application. No idea. Create a context. Did anything fail? We got the swap chain, XR. So we loaded the shaders. Where does the shaders get loaded? Where does it load the shaders? Create session. I don't understand. Okay, something happened. So what's the problem with this? Activity. Uh, okay, so it's still stuck in the init. Oh, it didn't get out of the init. P-app user data. It doesn't need any of those. Okay. We got the JNI env. We have the Java game input. Let's go. Okay, it breaks here. So it breaks there. Why? Let me grab the example again. And where does it do the init? Back to the render, no, the engine. Okay. So where does the init happen? Get JNI env. JClass init and JObject. What is this JObject? Did it do the right thing? Game activity. Yeah, that should be the game activity. Java game activity. It's a JObject. Yeah. Attached to the thread. Okay, it needs to be attached to the thread before calling. So it might be not attached to the thread. Why would it be not attached to the thread? Where does the attachment happen? Here. So what is this function? Attach. Okay, yeah, so the attach current thread. Yeah, got it. And that is fatal. Oh boy, the Yoda case is weird. So I didn't check if this was the case, but let's do it. What is this doing? Parameters, no parameters, okay. Activity, attach, and yeah, that should be all I needed. Go. Hope he's not gonna crash again. No, it's P up. Log cat, and is this still the case? Yeah. Unable to match the desired swap behavior. From on surface. It's not working. So attach current thread. And then does it detach it? Get up JNI env. No, it doesn't detach it. No arguments. Environment, okay. Detach. Attach current thread as daemon. No. Destroy. Detach current thread. No, something is wrong. So does this happen after specific event? Motion event filters? Not really. So we got the attachment, and that is fine. Okay, it worked. Yeah, that was the missing bit. That worked. That's great. And start the main loop. Okay. 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 It's all good now. Until it crashes. Why did it crash? Why did it crash? Let's stop here. Okay, this is fine now. Oh, that is fine, but it's not the thread. Yeah, that is not the thread I want this to be in. So the init must happen in this thread. And that's probably the problem. I'm gonna debug it again. Yeah, it was trying to run between two different threads. Not a good idea. Still not running. What's wrong? JNI detected error in application. What did I do wrong? Is it one of these calls? Let's see. Rerun. What? Did it just crash? Okay, let's break in there now. Okay, so good so far. So far, so good. Nice. And this is great. Okay. So when is something happening? Come on, there must be something happening at some point. Hmm. That's bad. Is that all? Like under game activity on surface create native on surface create on surface create. What's wrong? Using am I not supposed to attach? Deny from thread using Generic from thread blah blah blah. But, oh wait, no, that is plain wrong. This is plain wrong. I need a new J9M J9 J9env. Yeah, I need its own env. Not steal it from the main one. Yeah, that was brutal. I was just stealing it from the main thread. I was I was rewriting. I mean overwriting the main thread. So give me all the occurrences so I can fix them all at once. No. So this goes the environment and oh no. I need the context. Yeah, I need my own environment, and this goes right into here. And I'm gonna call it oh no, it's getting stuck. Don't get stuck, please. Don't get stuck. Don't die. Don't do it. So I was trying to rename, but the refactoring system is pretty much broken on Android Studio when I'm trying to use C++. Oh, thanks, it's not broken. So let me just rename it manually. And this is gonna be J9 env. What? No, this doesn't exist. Also, the pointer goes to the type. J9 env env. That's it. No accept. This is also no accept. Little maintenance. Okay. So what's the next step? We got the environment variable. Environment, no, it's not an environment variable. It's the Java environment, and here we need to grab the context we are in. And context env. We grab the environment from the context, which should have started by now, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, can we get start? Can we get start before the context even exists? That's a good question. So the context. So the context is exist. Context, okay, we have the context, and then we start the thread. Yeah, the context is already there. Yep. So the context is already there because this well, actually, so handle command start. When does it start? When it starts, there might not be. Yeah, that might not exist yet. That's not fun. Who's gonna run first? This init or the start? Let's try it out. Whenever it wants to start running. So who came first? Wait, what? Yeah, of course. What's wrong? Must be explicitly qualified. Is it not? Oh yeah. We need to point at the member variable. Is that all? Can't possibly be. Let's see. I forgot the very close one. What's still missing? What's wrong with this? Exception specification declaration does not match previous declaration. Whatever. Okay. Finally. Let's go debug this. Indeed. Vabbè. No. So this is still broken. So this happens first, which is nice. And then this happens. Okay, that's fair. I mean, hopefully this is not just one time luck. Okay, in it. You're doing pretty good. What is the error here? Do we ever get in there? Oh, because the controller is dead. What happens if I switch the controller on? And we get some inputs. Nice. Oh, we got the controller data. Yay! This is working. That's unbelievable. What a journey. What's this stuff? Let's go to the clear all the garbage and press the A button, and it's not working. Hey, why not? Any of these? Okay, well, we're pretty close. So that is not working. Why? Is it because the controller 0 is not present? Should be. I mean, it stopped as soon as I connected the controller, but I'm gonna try to reboot it. Stop and replay. Well, it's not getting any input, which is a bit sad. Do I have to wear it? No, I don't have to wear it. It is a bit sad. That was pretty close. I'm gonna try to push some of these buttons and then stop by attach the debugger. and then hold it on here. Stop it. Okay, I'm pressing lots of buttons down, but this is still 0. Controller data. Okay, never mind. Guess this is going to take a bit longer than expected. But I'm quite happy. Everyone, if you want to chat about Vulkan and OpenXR, you can find me on Discord, Ami Game Devs server. See you next time.